Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to AzizDrives. Today we have the ultimate poster car of every child you ever knew. And it's the Lamborghini Gallardo from 2008. Before we start the review, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, help us out so we can grow more to film more beautiful cars. Let's begin. So the Lamborghini Gallardo was first presented in 2003. They built it from 2003 up until 2008, which leaves us the question, who is actually the competitor? Well, there are two cars that I would mention, and it's the F360 and the F430 in a little bit later progress of the timeline. But what I love about this car is just how beautiful it looks. When this first came out, it was kind of a combination of the Italian design and the German engineering. I wouldn't say they managed to do a perfect job here with this car in terms of reliability, but in terms of looks and emotions, it's really something you cannot compare it to the later Lamborghinis. So this is one of the best they have ever done in terms of emotional experience. I love the headlight design, I love how squarish they are, and I love the fact that they put those two lines here into the opposite direction. They have the same kind of styling in the latest cars also, so it's very interesting. The Lamborghini badge, of course, in gold and with the bull in the front. Openings down here, typical Lamborghini opening. I mean, when you think of a Lamborghini, you think about the Gallardo. It's funny, it's really the poster car, the one that we dreamed of. And I like it for that. It's really, really a beautiful machine. Then, of course, in the front is just a trunk. The engine sits in the back. Before we go to the engine, let's talk about the design of this Lamborghini Gallardo Spyder. First of all, those are one of the most beautiful wheels they have ever put on and created on a car. I mean, the Lamborghini wheels are really something else. They remind me a little bit of that Alfa Romeo style, but I really love them. They are so beautifully made, and of course in peak condition here. The car is basically for sale at Remo Auto, so make sure to check them out. It has 90,000 kilometers almost, but still feels mint. By the way, check out our drivings review and the POV that we did on the car so you can tell by yourself. It's really a good drive. Then have a look at this side. I love the openings here and I love the openings there. So to cool the engine, to press the car down a little bit more. It has a spoiler at the back, but other than that, I mean, the side is really clean. Normally when you see a Spyder version of a coupe, of a sports car like this, it looks a little bit misplaced, but here it melts into the car and really disappears, so you can't really tell. I don't have a problem with the design of the Spyder here. I really like it, and I like the fact that the car is black. Then something we need to talk about. Before the Gallardo, every single door was opening a little bit outside and then up. You know, the scissor doors, of course. Here, it's a normal door, so I'm not really sure. Yeah, I mean, it's easy to get in. Also, the coupe, they did it with the Germans, of course, but I would have loved to see those complicated doors on a Lamborghini. It's just part of the whole thing. Then you come to the back, and here it's really also, again, a very beautiful designed car. I really like it. It really, really looks incredible. Because when you look at the taillights, they look a little bit boring, you know? But when you see it driving, it just matches. It just melts together perfectly fine. And the facelift, the LP560, just remove that upper part and then it would look the same. It's funny, I really like it. Of course, the openings here, typical Lamborghini, to let the air travel through. Two exhaust pipes, not too aggressive, very nicely integrated, very much like it. Gearbox sits right here, engine sits right there, and now let's finally open the bonnet and look what the engine looks like. So because this is the Spyder, we can't really open the bonnet in a normal way, so I have to start the car up and kind of, open the Spyder basically. So start it up. As you can hear, sounds wonderful. And then remove this part. All right, let's see what it does. And that's the engine. So I'll leave the car running. As you can see, the V10 sits right here. It has 510 horsepower and 520 Newton meters of torque, able to accelerate from 0 to 100 in 4.3 seconds. It tops out at 315 kph. Fuel consumption, yeah, 20 liters at least. So now, have a listen. So you open the door, very pleasant to get into this leather bag, okay? And I literally mean it. This car feels like a leather bag. Everything that the eye can see here, even the most unnecessary parts, are covered in leather, and I absolutely love it. And I wish you could smell this sweet smell of that leather, man. It's really, really something else. And I know that smell from other old Italian cars. By the way, we reviewed the F360. I'll put a link in the description so you can check it out. And we also reviewed the 16M Scuderia. So check both of those cars out. Very interesting. The smell, the feel is just different. Comparing the interior of the Gallardo to the Huracan feels like you decided you don't want to eat in a porcelain plate anymore. You want to eat from Tupperware, man. And that's wrong. I mean, this is beautiful. Fully covered in leather. Let's look at it in deep dive. So airbag, dashboard, leather. Underneath here, even where the glove box is, leather. The seat, fully leather. Where your knees are, knee rest, leather. The most unnecessary part ever here, covered in leather, where it separates the A-pillar to the Spyder roof, also covered in leather. I mean, it's incredible. Here, on the RPM gauge and speedometer, surrounding it, leather. Here, even surrounding those gauges, leather. It's incredible. Beautiful steering wheel, also covered in leather. Leather here, leather there. It's incredible. And then you see the Audi and the German engineering here. And it kind of stops. Okay, it sucks a little bit. No, I don't want to see that here. And I also have the same problem with the latest ones. This whole MMI from 2008, it looks like I'm sitting in an A6 Audi. So I don't like that. What has a lot of flair though is those buttons here. I really like them. And fun fact is, in the Lamborghini Huracan, you have to press up to open the window and press down to close the window. Here they had more logic than in a Huracan. Look at that. Open the window like this and close the window like this. Very logical. And the buttons in general have a lot of flair. Your headlights here, your fog lights, your ESP button, deep fuel tank button. Very, very nicely integrated. Sport button, automatic button for icy roads. And then you have your roof opening buttons. So to open it and to close it. Funny thing is, let me show you that. Let's start the car up. Look at that. When I open the roof, it almost hits me in my head. Look at that. Just have a look. Look at that. That is somehow dumb, but I think it's funny. And then it takes so much time to open and close the roof. They have surely get better at all of those technical stuff. But it's just funny, you know, the car has a lot of flair. The worst thing about the Lamborghini Gallardo is this. What the hell did you think with those air vents? I don't know who came to the conclusion that this was a good idea, but I'm sure you don't work for Lamborghini anymore. Look at that shit. This is really peak dumb. I mean, I don't know where they took that from, but let's just not talk about it anymore. It's really, really dumb. And what the second thing that I really hate is this. I mean, what am I supposed to do? Imagine I have a passenger. What am I going to do? I'm going to smoke the cigarette here and then put the light out here. I can't even reach it really. This is really dumb. But anyway, the rest is nice. The rest is really nice, and the driving experience was so nice. I laughed my ass off, and you really need to check it out. And that's as far as we can take it with the interior. You have the RPM gauge on the left side. You have the speedometer on the right side. Here on the right side is your full fuel tank. On the left side is your water temperature. In the middle you have the oil boost. Then you have the oil temperature and the battery life, and the battery voltage. And that's it. Very simple, very easy. This is the gearbox control, and we just find out that this is actually not metal. I was mistaken. It's just a foil that they put on, but hey, goddammit, it, man, they really took some effort to create this foil. It really, yeah, it felt a little bit like metal, especially because it's cold outside. I thought it was metal, but it's actually not. Anyway, I mean, that's as far as we can take it with the interior. I really like the feel here. The steering wheel is absolutely beautiful. The whole the whole experience, this is really what a supercar experience should be like, or what I imagined a supercar to be. It's really complicated somehow. When you sit inside, you feel a little bit unsure. You're not sure what to expect, and then you step on the throttle, you hear that V10. Absolutely beautiful. That's as far as we can take it with the Lamborghini Gallardo. A more pleasant drive and a more pleasant experience that I had in the year 2023. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe. God bless you, and see you on the next one. Goodbye.